Hi everyone, I'm back, and today I'm going to show you all how to make chorizo and potato tacos. Here's what you will need. You will need chorizo, okay? Now the kind of chorizo that I'm using today is a chorizo sausage. You can get a chorizo beef, you can get a chorizo pork, okay? There's different types that you can get. Today I'm going to use the sausage. And now I've taken 4 large potatoes and I've cut them into, let me show you, into squares just like so. Okay? And then I've rinsed them off until the starch has come off of the potato to where your water is nice and clear. So I have the potatoes in cold water, and we're going to add a little bit of sea salt. Anytime you're making potatoes, you want to put some salt in there. So I'm going to turn this up onto a medium high until it comes to a boil. And I want this to cook for just 7 to 10 minutes, okay? I don't want this to cook all the way because we're going to cook this potato 2 times. So I'm going to cook it 7 to 10 minutes, right? And then I'll drain the water off very well because we're going to fry these also. All right, so I'm going to get these on the stove right now on a medium-high heat. Meanwhile, we're going to open up our beautiful chorizo. If you've never had it before, definitely give it a try because it's awesome. You hear me? It's got some of the best flavors in there you could ever imagine. Okay, here's what it looks like. Look at that. And so over here to the left, I have a skillet, and I just have a little bit of olive oil in the pan, okay? Just enough to coat the pan. It was about 1.5 tablespoons. See that? All we're going to do is we're going to put our chorizo in just like so. Okay? Make sure you take the paper off because we don't want to cook any paper today. All right? So now, what you need to do is go in with a spatula or your spoon, a fork, whatever you choose, and kind of give it a nice smash, okay? Because we don't want any big chunks. We want little pieces, and we want this to brown up, and you want to make sure that you cook your chorizo well done. We don't want any undercooked chorizo. Now, as it continues to cook, it'll be much easier to kind of mush, you know, in this manner. All right, we'll start to get a nice brown, color on this, and then I'll show you what it should look like. I'm going to put the video on pause while it begins to start getting brown. Meanwhile, I'm going to put the lid over here on this pan for potatoes. This recipe my family absolutely adores. It's so easy, so much fun, and I know I say it a lot, guys, and it tastes so good. Okay, simple steps to this recipe. What was I gonna say? Oh, okay. Well, let's just come over here. Let's come over here towards our onion, all right? I'm gonna cut up some onion because me personally, I like to have onions when I think fried potatoes, okay? And so I'm just gonna cut up just a little bit. And once my potatoes start to get a golden brown color, I'm going to add just a few pieces of onion in there. If you're a person that says, oh, Gina, I really don't like onions, do I have to? No, you don't. If you don't want to put onions, you could put chili. You could use chilies. You can use jalapeno peppers. When your taco is assembled, you can actually put lettuce, and you can put cheese, you can put Mexican crema on there. You can do whatever you want. Put sour cream on there, okay? But when I make these, what I like to taste being honest, guys, when I make this, I like it to be nice and simple. And what I like to taste is the potatoes, the chorizo, okay, and these nice onions that cook along with your fried potatoes. Okay, so we're just going to use, I'll show you how much of the onion we're going to use because you don't need a lot. Okay, this is about all you need. All right, at least that's all I need. You can use green bell peppers and tomatoes. Whatever floats your boat. Possibilities are endless when you are, I'm going to wrap my onion up here. Possibilities are endless when you're making chorizo and potatoes. Now, here's what I do a lot. Here's what I do a lot, and I might do this tonight. I will take and put scrambled egg in with mine. And my family goes crazy over it when I make it that way. So maybe we'll just do it that way tonight. We'll see. All depends on how I feel. All right, so let's take a peek in at our sausage, chorizo sausage, and see what it's doing. It's starting to cook up, okay? But it's going to take some time. Just be patient. Like I always like to say, be patient when you're in that kitchen, because if you're patient, you're going to have some good food. You can't rush good food. That's what they mean when they say she put her foot in it or she put all of her heart in it. That's because they had patience and they let the food, you know, take its time without rushing it. You can't rush your dishes when you're cooking. All right, so I'm going to kind of mash it down just like so. And you're going to start to see some oil come off into the pan from the chorizo, which is just fine. If it makes too much oil, I'll pour some oil out. But if it leaves me just enough to where I can fry the potatoes, I'll leave it in there. Once it starts to brown up, I'll come back. Okay, everyone, my potatoes are done. They've boiled for 7 to 10 minutes, and I'm going to pour this water off of them right as we speak. Okay, because I don't want these to continue to cook in its water. Okay? So let me show you. They're not soft, but they have a head start on the frying process, okay? I've drained the water, and I'm just going to set this aside. I'm not going to set it on the burner that it was just cooking on. All right, now, let me show you something. This is what happens when you cook chorizo. When you cook chorizo, you get a very beautiful red oil. Okay, and the red color comes from the spices that they use. But like I said, if it's too much oil, I'll pour off what I don't need. And if it's just enough, I'll use that to fry the potatoes with this. Okay, but it takes a while to cook this because you want to make sure that it's well done. Okay, so just continue to smash this. You can use a potato masher if you wanted to. Let's see, let me grab mine. Okay, so I have the potato masher. Oh, look at this, and it's much easier. You want to get it smashed quickly, grab you a potato masher and just go at this bad boy. Get you some nice small pieces. I don't want any big chunks. I'm sorry for hitting the pan, everyone. I don't want any big chunks in my chorizo and potato taco. Beautiful. Boy, does this smell good. If you all never had chorizo before, give it a try and let me know what you think. You don't have to season this. It's already come seasoned. You don't have to put one season in this taco. Just the potatoes. I'm talking about dried seasonings like salt and pepper and garlic powder. You don't have to do that. This is so well seasoned. And now we have nicely crushed up small pieces of chorizo like it should be in your taco. Beautiful. Now I'm going to let this continue to cook, and like I said, I'll check this oil before I think about putting my potatoes in. Beautiful. It doesn't look like I have too much oil, so I'm going to keep what we have. Absolutely I am. Hoo-wee. My goodness, look at this. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Now what I like to do is, you can do this two ways. You can do this one or two ways. You can take your chorizo out of the pan, put it in a bowl, and start to fry in your potatoes if you wanted to. Or you can take and put your potatoes right on in. It's really up to you. Okay, I've done it both ways, and both ways turn out just the same. Okay? So what I think that I'm going to do today is I'm going to take my chorizo out of the pan and put it in a nice clean bowl, and then I'm going to start frying my potatoes. Now when I grab the chorizo out, I want to leave the oil in the pan, okay? Because like I said, that oil will fry your potatoes. So I'm going to grab a slotted spoon. I'm going to put the video on pause, and I'll be back. See all that nice, beautiful oil? We're going to use all of that. Let me get a slotted spoon. I'll be right back. Okay, everyone. And we have beautifully drained chorizo. All right, now let's come over towards our pan. We're left with the beautiful oil from the chorizo. Don't use too much of it, okay? Use just enough just to fry your potatoes, okay? So let me get all of these beautiful potatoes out. And make sure when you boil those potatoes, don't boil them long, guys. Just enough to give them a head start. Okay, that's all you need is a little head start. Once these start to get nice and golden brown, and I have this on a medium-high heat. Once it gets nice and golden brown, on one side you'll start to see golden brown edges towards the bottom, and then we'll go in and we'll flip them over, okay? And when we do our first flip for these potatoes, that's when I'm going to go in and put my fresh onions in, okay? And then I'll show you when to put your chorizo back in, and I'm thinking about putting the scrambled eggs in and showing you how to do that. You can make it without the scrambled eggs or with it on a nice tortilla. Make sure you warm that tortilla up, and oh my goodness, guys, you ain't had nothing better than this. You hear me? Okay, everyone, our potatoes, I poured most of the oil off after I got my potatoes nice and covered in that beautiful oil. Then I poured off what we don't need. As you can see, the pan is nice and dry, and they can continue to get a nice fry on them because we coated them in that chorizo oil, okay? So now we're just going to stir them up just like so. Oh, absolutely, okay? And then we're going to start to get a nice golden brown color on the other side. Once I start to see a golden brown on that side, then we'll add our onions. Okay, now everybody, as you can see, the potatoes have gotten nice and golden brown on both sides. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and add our fresh onion in. Okay, let's get your onion nice and halfway cooked. Once the onion starts to get translucent, then we'll add our chorizo back in. Let's see, let me grab that onion. I don't want any of that onion to go to waste. Okay, so just stir it around and give it a few minutes. It won't take long at all for that onion to get nice and translucent. And what translucent is where your onion starts to turn clear in color. All right, so we'll let this go, and when the onions start to turn in color, we'll add our chorizo, and I'm going to show you all how to make chorizo and potato tacos 101. Be back. Okay, everyone, our potatoes are nice and crispy. Your onions are nice and translucent. Then we're going to go in with chorizo. Okay? I'm going to put some chorizo here, and then the rest of this chorizo we'll use for breakfast. Oh, absolutely we will. I'm going to take a little bit more, and this will be for breakfast with eggs in the morning. Absolutely. Okay, you can use that chorizo for an omelet. Ooh-wee, look at this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead while we reheat up our chorizo. I'm going to turn this down to just a little bit above low. I'm going to crack a few eggs, and we're going to start to scramble them. And I'm going to show you all how to make this beautiful burrito. If you all never had this before, you might want to try it. Because if you don't try this, you're definitely missing something. You hear me? Absolutely. And I'm just going to crack my eggs. I can take the camera right over to the pan where you can see me. Let's see. There we go. And I'm just going to crack my eggs right on into the pan. Okay, and then I'm going to, I know I don't normally do my eggs that way, but I just want a quick scramble. Okay? And we're going to do just that. Okay, everyone. I'm stirring up our eggs a little. Just kind of fold them in. Don't go in stirring them really hard. All right, just kind of fold them over on each other. So you have nice fluffy eggs. Okay? Our chorizo and papas, am I saying that right? Chorizo and potatoes are done. And they are beautiful. Just wait till you put that flour tortilla wrap. Oh my goodness. With this, and I love how I put the onions in there. If you're someone that likes onions, try the onion because you'll love this. Absolutely you will. And don't put too much chorizo in because you want to be able to taste both. You don't want anything to be overwhelmed. You don't want to be overwhelmed with chorizo or potatoes. Beautiful. Look at this. All right, got some beautiful eggs here. See that? Oh yeah. And you have so much seasoning in these potatoes and chorizo, you don't even have to salt and pepper your eggs. Okay? You don't. Now watch me work. When you're working with tortillas, feel free to take your tortilla and lay it in the pan and get it nice and warm. If not, you can put them in the microwave and just warm them up for a good 10-15 seconds. That's all you need. Now, if you wanted to fry your tortillas, you can. But I just heat mine up. I'll either put them in the pan or in the microwave. Today I'm going to throw mine in the microwave. Our eggs are beautifully done. Let me take them out. All right, now I have beautifully warmed up tacos. I thought I had my video on pause and I didn't. Sorry about that. So now here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and you and make sure, you see how during the cooking process I poured that extra oil off of the potatoes? Once I saw that my potatoes were nice and coated, make sure you do that because we don't want to eat any oily foods, okay? Once you see your potatoes are nice and coated, get rid of that oil. Beautiful, look at this. My goodness. Oh yeah. All right. Now make sure you get a nice amount of potatoes. Make sure you get a nice amount of chorizo. Whee! Just like that. Now in with beautiful eggs. Watch me work, guys. Watch me work. You all that know me, you know I don't like scrambled eggs, but sometimes I can eat them with certain things. Let's give this a try. My goodness, let's give this a try. This right here is what you call chorizo, potatoes, taco 101. Look at this. Look at this. All right, let's go ahead. You can roll them up as tight as you want to. Okay, see that? I'm going to put this up to the camera, okay, for a nice thumbnail picture. Look at that. You can eat it this way, or you can roll that bad boy up nice and tight. Where'd that potato go? I want that potato. What I'm going to do, I'm going to roll it up just like this. Just like that's good enough for me. If you want to put some salsa or some sour cream on the top, please do so. Absolutely. Give this a taste, guys. Hold on. Let me taste it and get that extra tortilla off the outside. I tell you one thing. If you all don't dive in and make this, you're truly missing something. This right here is truly a staple. It's so good, so tasty. Try this. Make it for your family, guys. It's so easy. And the key is make sure you cook that chorizo long enough. Use that oil to coat your potatoes. Pour that extra oil off because we don't want anything greasy. Put you some scrambled eggs in there. Give that a taste. One more bite, guys. If you all enjoyed this video, hey, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click on that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload one of these awesome recipes. And as always, God bless each and every one of you. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night. Good night.